I hated Breath of the Wild when it came out. Let me explain myself. When this game came out, I had a Wii U, and I tried it on the Wii U, and I hated it. I despised this game with a passion. Didn't like it even slightest. Couldn't get into it. Wasn't for me. Moved on with my life. Hated it. Couldn't stand anything about it. I didn't like the weapon durability. I didn't like the combat. I didn't like the exploration. I didn't like the crafting, the potions, the food. I didn't like the enemies. I didn't like the world. I didn't like the shrines. I didn't like anything about this game. I thought it was trash on every single level. And on top of all of that, it just wasn't a Zelda game. I grew up playing Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Link's Awakening, Minish Cap, all the other Zelda games, Skyward Sword, and I was so excited for this next Zelda game. I was so excited to play the next Zelda game, to jump into another story and see the relationship between Link and Zelda, see who the next enemy was. The previous mainline Zelda game was a non-Ganon enemy, so this one was gonna be a big Ganon one. That's kind of how they did the games. A lot of times it was like Ganon and then not Ganon and then Ganon and then not Ganon, back and forth. If you pay attention to the back and forths of enemies or main final bosses. And it was great. I was so excited. I got it on Wii U. I couldn't afford a Switch, so I bought it on Wii U. I was like, I'll play it on Switch later. I love replaying Zelda games. Ain't no way this is going to be different. And I despised it. I hated everything about it. Okay? And mainly, one of the main things is I despised the controls. I couldn't stand them. What do you mean jump is X? You mean I have to sprint with B and then slide my thumb up to jump? Look, how unintuitive is that? Why is jump... And you can't remap that shit? What the heck? Like, why? Why is jump that button? And jumping is important in this game. It's not like it's some menial thing that you don't need to do. It's an important thing, and it's all these small little things, and everything is so time-consuming. Some of the things I dislike about older Zelda games is the time-consuming stuff. Opening up chests takes freaking forever. So replaying the games takes forever. There's no cutscene skips in some of the older Zelda games, so that takes forever. Some of the puzzles are unnecessary filler. Some of the combat is lackluster comparatively to this day and age combat systems, like Ocarina of Time combat just doesn't hold up, right? But the atmosphere is there, and you can kind of let it go because of the age in which it was. But like, you know, this was new. But why is like, oh yeah, let me make food. I gotta go find all these different ingredients and all this. This was like not for me, right? I despised it. Fast forward, I get a Switch, okay? And my brother gets a Switch, and he lets me borrow Breath of the Wild, and I try it again. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll like it this time. And I still hate it. I write an entire, like, essay on why I despise it, and I was gonna make, like, a video on why I hated this game just so much. I had friends who love this game, who were like, dude, this game is immaculate. It's the best Zelda game ever. In fact, they went back to play other Zelda games because of this game. You know, it is like the Zelda pipeline nowadays is you start with Breath of the Wild and then you go back and play other games. And they're like, dude, you gotta play it. You gotta play it, and you gotta play it right. And I'm like, what the heck is playing it right? What does that mean? Okay? So I do what I did best. I did my research on how to play games the right way. right? Because there is a wrong way to play video games, okay? Now you might think, no, there's not, but there is. And Zelda Breath of the Wild is a hell of a way to play it the wrong way. And the wrong way to play it is to ignore shit, okay? And that is how I played it. I played this game by zooming around and going to all the towers right away to open up the entire map. And then I was like zooming around to these other places, and I had like no weapons. All my weapons were low level. Like they were like they didn't do a lot of damage, right? They were low damage weapons. I couldn't harm most of the enemies. The enemies were all really weak too at this point, and I was so confused about all of this stuff, right? I barely used horses. I just climbed up and just flew around places. I had a lot of HP and no stamina, and I was so confused on what the heck I was doing wrong. And that's when it dawns on me, when you do the research, this is an RPG. And I don't mean Zelda games are RPGs. I mean, there's a leveling system in this game from when you kill enemies that the game doesn't tell you about. The more you kill enemies, the stronger they get, the better material you get to get stronger, to then, like, they'll drop better weapons that you can then use to kill enemies that are stronger. And then you'll get better monster parts to get better elixirs that you can then make to get better at fighting things. Also, hey, you know those shrines that suck? And I will stick to this. I hate the shrines in this game. They are boring. They are fun the first time, but any secondary playthrough, they are boring as hell. Because you know the puzzle and they're no longer fun. Okay? The best way to do them, just collect a bunch and then just sit there, like before bed, bring your Switch or your Switch 2 to bed with you and just plow through like 20 of them and get like, 20, 24 of them and go, hey, look, let's turn in like 24 of these things, and that's 6 upgrades to my stamina. That's another thing. Get a bar of stamina right away. Boom. Then you're going to be able to travel around much better. You don't need the health, trust me. Also, learn the combat system. Learn the flurry of blow dodge. If you can do that, then you won't need the extra hearts. Then go for the hearts afterwards. I went for the hearts right away because I learned, the only thing spoiled about this game for me was you need hearts to get the Master Sword. And I did that right away. I got the hearts, I got the Master Sword, and then what was the point of the rest of things? This game, I played it so wrong, and it ruined it for me. Because I skipped and ran around and didn't just take my time enjoying the game and just traveling to the next location and doing things. Because, yeah, that's just my bad. Do I think it's the best game ever made? No. No, unfortunately, guys, the shrines ruin it for me to this day. I still think this game is nigh unreplayable. If I could play this game and replace the shrines with just heart pieces, or just with the spirit orbs and just grab those, I would play this game 100 times over. I think that would make this game the perfect game ever. But the shrines ruin it for me. That's like, my honest take nowadays is that the shrines ruin it for me. So, also, I wish there were better dungeons, but that's a common take. But yeah, let me know what you guys honestly think about this game. Like, I think I played it wrong, and it ruined it for me. I don't actually own the game either. I borrowed it from my brother, borrowed it from a friend when I finally got into it. I want to get a copy of it so I can play the Switch 2 version and finally enjoy it. So, peace.